ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a lovely Christmas, and a happy New Year to you all. We are back here for season 11 of the VD Racing League. I am joined alongside Yoshi, and Nez will be joining us later. But Yoshi, happy New Year. How are you?
Yeah, we are back. Season 11, exciting day. Day one of the brand new VDRL season. It's going to be amazing.
It definitely is. Now, let's see what this grid can bring. We have got a lot new. Well, we've got some new people, and we've got a few changes to go through as well. And we'll be discussing that throughout qualifying. I think the main one is obviously not seeing Kevin Van Dijk anymore. So that pole streak, we may not see that. And well, unless we can expect to see another driver do that. But your expectations, Yoshi, for the season?
Yeah, because like you said, Kevin Van Dijk is gone. However, T.S. Korsman last season did amazing, so we might see him on top again. On top this time around in season 11. So I'm still going to say T.S. for the championship win. Even though we're 10 weeks away from that.
But remember, obviously, Boaty as well from last season. He put in an absolute storm. He just wasn't here for all the rounds. So if we see a full round of Boaty, we could possibly see a very, very good fight between those two. And Toro as well. I'm sure he'll put up an amazing fight.
Yeah, not a bad shot for Boaty. He actually did well in the second half of the season. Like you said, wasn't in for the whole season. So could we see Boaty take pole? Because I feel like he's going to take pole today. But also, T.S. Korsman. Again, it could be. I think it's going to be between those two, for not just for today, but over the course of the next 10 weeks. There's only 10 rounds this time out.
Well, it definitely is, and it's a sad pass. Well, not passing. God, I don't know why I said passing. A sad leaving of both Ruben and Kevin Van Dijk. But let's remind ourselves. Well, let's actually tell ourselves what we're going to have and what you can expect for this season. So we're obviously here in Imola. We will then be going to Azerbaijan, and we have seen some chaotic races there. Austria is going to be round 3. Round 4 is going to be Mexico. 5 will be Netherlands, and that's a popular one for these guys. Japan is round 6. Las Vegas 7th. Round 8 is Spain. Round 9 Belgium, and we end the season on Monza. Now, ending the season on Monza is a pretty good way to close the season.
Monza is a very fast track around the circuit. And seeing Monza at the end of the season, it's different to what we saw last season. Last time out in Zandvoort 2 weeks ago, we see cars coming out on track now after 40 minutes. After 40 seconds, I mean, not 40 minutes. Wow.
That would have been a while, wouldn't it? 40 minutes. Yeah, 40 minutes would have been slightly more interesting. But cars on track now, on board with Bradley. Now, he is the lead driver. Will we see him always come out first? Because that's what we saw from Kevin Van Dijk last season. He was always the first driver out on track. But who is going to set pole position? That's the question. Put your predictions into the chat. We do have it open, so we would love to read everything. And obviously, well, let's talk about the driving moves now. Biggest one, Boaty in the Red Bull. Obviously, he was playing around the field last season. What the hell is on the back of the Alpine there? It may have just been a glitch. Anyway, Yoshi, Boaty into the Red Bull. He's been strong in the McLarens before. Now, is Red Bull the better move?
Maybe, because between McLaren and Red Bull, it could be someone that's fine. He's got a qualifying ban. No, apparently.
No, that makes sense.
But about Boaty, I feel like he might be strong in the Red Bull, but you never know. We've got 10 rounds to go. We can't really predict what's going to happen on the first day because this is round 1 of 10. So if you ask me this question about mid-season, I would say it's going pretty well. But for now, you never know because everyone's on 0 points. It's a fresh start.
Well, yeah, it's true. He has got a qualifying ban, Barney. We'll have the reason for it in a minute. He was, so he was from last season, so obviously, I don't know who's going to carry on, so obviously everyone's not back at 0. Sadly, Barney will be missing out, and we'll have to go from the beginning. Now, on board with Bradley, he's the first driver to set a flying lap. Let's see what he can do. Will he manage to take top? Will he manage to take pole position? Let's keep an eye on all the other drivers. But T.S. Korsman in the Alpine, his teammate is Sissord. Now, I don't think we've seen Sissord before. Maybe he has been a returning, well, he's maybe a returning driver from a long time ago, so hopefully we can see him soon. But yeah, T.S. Korsman has got a lot of he's a fan favourite, isn't he, Yoshi?
Yeah, I think we saw him in Zandvoort in the last round, certain of it. 'Cause I'm sure I saw his name, or if not, then definitely in the one-off final race we had a week after the final race. But I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, probably not sure because they've been there for 2 seasons, and you've been there longer than me, so I'm not sure.
Well, we've had more. Confirmations about everything else, but there we go. Benchmark at 1:15 on the dot there. So let's see what Bradley and will anyone else respond to that one as well. It's still early in the sessions, but our old drivers we have actually got returning is Sisord, Mr. Shake, and H4N. Now H4N is obviously both. Well, one in the Williams. Oh, actually, sorry, both returning are in the Williams. So that'll be a nice one. It's almost 2 years ago they were in this league, so it's good to see them back up. But Osman there taking second. Osman, we saw him a bit last season, didn't we, Yoshi? But he had a few good races, but he was mainly near the back, wasn't he?
Honestly, near the back, but maybe this is time to shine. Season 11 might be. We're set up probably, but I'm not sure. But Osman currently doing 9 tenths off. That's a bit of a big gap. Nikas separates him with 3 tenths of a gap to Bradley, and Throby goes 8 tenths slower than him as we got a new time. 14.8.
14.8 done by the RB, and I'm sure Toro will be pretty happy with that because Remus has got even quicker there in the Ferrari. 1:14.2. Remus, well, we've always had Remus as an amazing driver. He's never given up with us, has he? Always been with us for a long time now. But for a move to Ferrari to join alongside Serban, that's a pretty good move and a good teammate as well.
It's a pretty good teammate. A lot of driver moves. You're going to be like, okay, I'm your new teammate. Here's how we get a little thing work. Because some they might communicate with each other, they might not. So I think it's like, okay, we'll see how it comes in, of course, in the next 4 races. Because given the first race, they've probably seen how the race before as rivals, but as teammates, it's a different story. As Toro's got traffic, he's back on his lap. Sadly.
Well, sadly he has got traffic, and he's just got to try and go around again, sadly, and got to be careful on those tyres because when you go around, obviously it's going to take a bit of grip or a bit of a chunk out of them, but he should be okay. But obviously, let's have a look. Boaty still yet to. He's down and out lap at the moment. So every driver. No, we've still got about 5 cars in the pit lane still, waiting for it to get a bit empty. He's having a lot of shakes there, Toro. Well, I don't know what on earth is happening there.
He's got time to delete it. So that's something he's on low fuel, so more likely he's going to come back into the pits because he went wide at what corner it is at the chicane here, so that's probably why he's shaking a lot.
Well, let's see what Toro can do. This is probably not the best start he wants so far, but there's still plenty of time to go back into the pits and come right back out again for a lap time. Michael Lab has also been with the driver he was with us last season. He's already gone purple sector 2, so he's on for a quick one. We didn't see much of Michael last season, Yoshi.
And he's doing well so far, a bit of traffic, but doesn't seem to affect him through the final, penultimate corner, and through the final corner. It's not really a corner, but it clearly is. That's up for the final corner, 14.3 on the nose, P2.
Well, there we go. Remus still tops the session, but that is pretty crucial, actually. Obviously not crucial because there is a championship, but no one's fighting for it at the moment regarding points wise. But we will see throughout the race as well as my stream has been paused. But not so sure. There we go. I think it's all fixed now. But yeah, no. Let's keep an eye on what these drivers can do. Boaty is another driver. Yoshi. He's been the one who always sets the pole lap times, and he's even outdone Kevin Van Dijk a few times.
It's gone purple first sector, and remember, bit of correctionality comes out of that corner. Let's see, purple sector. He's on a strong one, but can he keep it on the inside? Can he keep it within track limits? Yes. Needs to be a 14 at 2.63. Can he do it? More likely he is, because I've said Boaty P1, TS P2, and Toro P3 in the YouTube chat. So that's my prediction for the top 3. Let's see, Boaty for the final corner. Can he take it away? Yeah. He does. 13.9. That's a good lap time. 3 times clear of Remus.
Well, that's a strong lap time there from Boaty. Remus has got to try and respond to that one, but we knew Boaty was going to be top. Now, can Tiaz Korsman do something? He's currently 5th which is a bit of a shock to our system, because he was always up at the top of the Red Bull. Now, is there a bit of a curse inside the Alpine garage? But here we go now, on board with Mr. Shark. Now, he has been in this series for a few couple of rounds, but this may be his first time in this league for F1 25, so can he reduce to the handling? But he's had a few. Well, he obviously backed off in this lap there, so he is currently running in 15th at the moment, so I'm sure he can improve, definitely. Sisord as well, this is another driver who's returned. This is Tiaz Korsman's teammate as well, so they're hoping for a Constructors. We could actually be in for quite a big Constructors fight, Yoshi.
Last season, Red Bull took it away by a mile. This season, it could be anyone, because Kevin Van Dijk is out of the Japanese. He's not racing anymore. He's still in the league, but he's not racing anymore. So with Kevin Van Dijk out, the championship can go to anyone. But the Constructors, it's going to be an interesting one, because with the point system that we use, it's a bit different to IRL Formula 1, but Constructors could be Alpine, it could be Red Bull, could be anyone.
We've already had enough, and that's Toro, actually, out of turn 3, it looks like there. So he's got to try and improve again. So not sure what happened to him. Now, let's see who else can improve. Now, Tiaz Korsman is starting another lap. Yoshi, take the lap away.
Turn 3 into turn 4. No DRS here. Sadly, there's only one DRS zone here, and that's along the main straight. Into the left, into the right, and then heading through into the left hand of Toza. 23.5 for the first sector. Power first sector, 3 times up. Almost his head's uphill. With just 260, 270 kilometers an hour. Very fast speed. Heads into the left, and you drop downhill approaching Akmirali. You go right, and then right again. It's the 2 quick corners. You do not want to mess up here, because mess up, your lap time will be gone. Into the chicane, also another place you don't want to go wide, as he sticks it Bowmill sector. This could be the pole lap. We still got 8 minutes to go left of the session from this time. Downhill into the final 2 corners. Make sure the traffic's not ahead of him. That's the Salba, that's fine, he will affect it. Through the final 2 corners, as our foot to the floor, and he goes along the line. 1:13.587. Original pole. Good lap.
Well, we knew Tiaz Korsman was going to be up to the top of the tables, but can Boaty respond? He's on an out lap, so let's see what he can do. Nilu, also another driver who's we missed him actually a bit for the second half of the season. I think he was at the beginning, but he's now returning back for the beginning of this season. Can he continue the whole way through? Hopefully he will, as he has actually been close to lots of podium opportunities. But he's currently P6, so he's setting Mercedes a good benchmarker so far. But really, I think this has been the closest qualifying we've had, actually, Yoshi, with, I mean, look at this, Alpine, Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Mercedes. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, six constructors separating the top 6, which separate 7/10 of a second separating the top 6 at the moment. So it's pretty close indeed, but you see Boaty just slowing down there as he approaches Akmirali. I think that's one watch anyway. Torres yet to do a lap time though. He is struggling. Does he not like Imola or something? Because he doesn't struggle like this compared to last season, I think.
Well, let's talk about Nilo, who's just gone up to 1:13.7. He's put him into 2nd position already. Now let's see what Boaty can do as well. Can he respond at the same time with an amazing lap time? I'm sure he can. We've got 6 minutes 10 left to go this session, and still we are yet to confirm our proper pole system, because usually by now we could confirm it was Kevin Van Dijk, but he's not with us in this league for now. Will he make a return? Who knows? But anyway, Boaty is going to try and push and push and push, hopefully securing that lap time. Really, you want to be, I think, Yoshi, if I'm correct, pole position is on the left-hand side of the track, so that's perfect as you come into turn 1.
It might be on the left-hand side. We'll confirm that when he crosses the line next time. He's got his left-hand deleted, so that lap is gone. Pushing it a bit too hard, but he's continuing onwards. That's that time gone already up to the 1st sector. So that's unfortunate. He has time to go back into the pit lane, come back out and do it for one more shot. It looks like he's pushing anyway.
Well, on board with Toro. Let's see what Toro can do as well. Now, he's going to try and push as much as he can, but will it be enough to get himself pole position, or at least in the top? He's currently P19. He's not set a lap at all. He's had a few incidents, actually, as well. So, not worked with him at all. Now, let's see what he can do. Will he be up in Sector 1? He is. He's purple Sector 1. So, this is good for him. This is looking very good for him. Is this going to be enough, though? Yoshi, 4 pole position. We know Toro, he's been a few pole positions, but not enough. Obviously, with Kevin Van Dijk taking them. Can we see a new Kevin Van Dijk, also known as Kevin Van Toro? So, let's see if that is a possibility, Yoshi.
Kevin Van Toro, maybe that could be a new name if he's champion in 10 weeks' time. Terminal sector, he's gone past the last time. It's the furthest he's make it. Furthest he's gone about getting his lap time deleted. So he will get a lap time on the board using ERS. It would take just that little bit of power down the hill through the penultimate corner. Do not go wide here. Doesn't go wide. Let's see what that time he can do. Wow. 13.516. Game on. Game on.
It is game on, and he is absolutely flying. Is this going to be enough? It is pole position so far, but yet still 3 minutes 50. And obviously Boaty's invalidated another lap time. So still yet to see again as well. Now, as the Haas of Werner there, revving the car to the max as well, which is interesting. But let's see what he can do. My stream is slightly delayed. I think it's just due to my internet. But Yoshi's got, yeah, it's a shame, but you know, oh well.
I'm on. Okay, I think he's preparing for a lap because ERS is on 100%, he's on reduced harvested, so I think he was on a lap, but he messed up, so I think he's on a prep lap with 3 minutes to go. He's going like, yeah, 90k, he's setting up for a lap.
Well, Toro is pretty happy so far, and I'm sure he will be, with not much time left to go left of this session. Now, let's see what they can do as well. Now, on board with Osman. Is Osman going to do well? He's actually, well, he's currently P15 at the moment, but still time to improve for him, as he's now almost running the last couple of corners, to see what this lap time will be for him. There we go. So I think he's gone. Yeah, he has gone wide, and that is not a lap invalidated.
Yeah, I know, but it's gone anyway because he's not going to improve now. So that's that guy. He might have time to come back one more time. They're running out of time.
I don't know. He's gone into the pit lane, so he's gone into the pit. So I think that's him pretty much done. Sinner here. This is another one to keep an eye on. The McLarens. We know the McLarens have been strong quite a few times. So let's hope to see with this car if it will manage to survive this season as well as Toro and the others did. Now, will he be up in Sector 1? That is the other question. Sinner is a returning driver as well from 2 years ago. So I think Sinner, maybe I was right with Sinner with... but anyway, yeah, he may be a returning driver. Let's see what he can do. He has really, really pushed that car to the limits. Obviously trying to follow the footsteps of what Toro did. Kevin Van... Oh, God, what was it? Toro Van Dijk. Should we say that? I'm sure he will like all these names that are going towards him, that's for sure. But obviously he is... I didn't actually see if he was up in his lap time, Yoshi. Was he up in his lap time?
He's 7 seconds up. He was 1.1 seconds up in the first sector. Lost a bit of time in the middle, was still up 7 tenths of a second. He made a mistake into Akmaradi with a little bit of a slide. He is up, but if this were to stick, it'd be only a 16.6, I think.
Just still really, a little bit. Yeah, just a bit of an errors from him, and it's really not going to help him whatsoever. Let's see really what he can do. Will it be enough? And I don't think he's gone up that far. Obviously, I'm still delayed. So
no, he doesn't. No.
Go on, Yoshi. You take it away for now. I'm going to try and fix this.
Yeah, top 9 out on track at the moment. We'll be back as soon as he can. If you're just joining us as TS goes lap time deleted, that's his qualifying session over. He will not take the first pole of season 11 here in VDRL. Michael starts his lap now. Who is Kevin? Not Kevin. Sorry, Martin. Who are you watching, Martin? Will rejoins me in the commentary box right now. Michael is on a lap time at the moment. I'm not sure if you're watching him or not. But TS Korsman, sorry, not TS Korsman is out. Because lap time deleted at the moment. So will anyone else chase the lap time down? Watching Boaty
Possibly. Well, look at that. There's literally no time left of this session to go. So hopefully we can see Toro possibly left to go. Well, provisional position so far for Toro. He's on an out lap. Well, he's actually just started lap anyway. Session is up now. So let's see if anyone will improve. That's the other bit. Boaty is really pushing that car to limits. So is Toro. Will Toro improve actually? Who was that from?
Boaty. He's up on his time. We want to watch him. But he's got traffic. He might be on pole, so we want to watch him. He's doing very well. But traffic! He's in the wall. Oh, he's out. Boaty has contact made from that looks like a Williams. That might have been Mr. Sonic. Oh my gosh, that. Oh my gosh.
Right, well that's not going to be happy Boaty because he's now going to be starting P4. That's if no one else improves. And he may drop further and further back. This race pace may be something even more important as well. But let's see, will Toro and will Nilu do something as well? P3 from him. What was that, sorry?
Toro's got his left hand deleted. Oh, he's not going to improve. And I don't think Mila's up on his time either, maybe.
Nilu comes to the line and it's nothing improved from him. So P3. So Toro is our pole sitter actually here, confirmed. We've had a Ferrari off as well. We completely missed that bit. But Toro is our pole sitter. And he was up for grabs. We saw him towards the end of qualifying. But that was slightly interesting actually. I wasn't expecting him to be pole. We were expecting Boaty, weren't we?
That's definitely going to be looked at by race. That's going to be looked at by the stewards because it looks like one of the Williams of Mr. Sack didn't get out of the way. Contact was made. Boaty went off into the gravel and then into the wall. So I don't think that's going to get away unscathed for a penalty.
No, it probably isn't. And that's what we'll have to keep an eye on as well for the rest. But Toro is our pole sitter. Toro Van Dijk is our pole sitter out here, and he will be very, very happy with that, especially from his awesome qualifying performance. Second position will go to Tiaz Korsman. Obviously, I think he must have retired pretty early. I didn't see him retire. Third position does go to Nilu as well. So Nilu, a quick driver, returning quick driver. Let's see what he can do. Boaty is in P4. So can Boaty respond in his race pace? Maybe not from his qualifying after being taken out by the Williams, but can he for the race? That's the interesting bit. Nico-san in P5. P6 is Zabox. 7th is Remus. 8th is Michael. 9th Bradley. 10th Serban. 11th Vastas. 12th Scizord. 13th Werner. 14th Lucek. 15th Osman. 16th Froby. 17th Sinner. 18th Mr. Sheikh. 19th Barney. And 20th H4N. Now H4N we missed. And it's raining. There we go. That's summed it all up already. This is going to be an interesting start now. What can we expect, Yoshi?
Well, because it's brilliant intermediates, but because it's a wet weather condition, they're down to use two different compound tyres. They can use intermediates to intermediates if they want to, but again, this rain could clear up. But for the first race of season 11, it's raining and it's going to be exciting. Not for the drivers, but definitely for us and everyone's watching.
Yeah, it definitely will be, and you can already tell they're excited because now Nedzo has joined in for the perfect time.
Mate.
Well done. Yeah, no, it's a perfect timing, Nedzo. Now, as the lights come out, thank you for that. It was just a tad, but now the countdown is off, and let's see what this grid is going to bring us here. Right, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights out, it's going to be go there, and it's going to be also a great start there from Tori. He has managed to hold off there. Huge wheel spin. And I have to say that because lots of cars have done that. From Tiaz Korsman is going to try and defend as well off from, it seems to be, Nilu, who's gone up to third position. Contact made there as well. But it's so far still lots of cars running wide as well. And that's a pretty chaotic, but actually people managed to get through turn 1 and 2 pretty well. And I think we did have one car off. But Yoshi, that was a pretty hectic start, but pretty good there from Toro.
Yeah, good stuff from Toro. Serban is the one that went off. There was multiple drivers going off the track at the first sector. Normally it's going to be chaotic through there, but Toro's got a 7-10 lead over Tiaz Korsman on the intermediate tyres. So no difference at all until it's dried up. But what a stuff from Toro, but can he keep it for the next 32 laps?
That's the interesting bit as well. Now, the strategy so far looking like a 2-stop, maybe a 1-stop or a 2-stop. That's the interesting bit. I mean, what can we expect, really, Yoshi? You're the man for that one.
Yeah, like I said, it might be intermediates, third intermediate. Probably unless if this rain goes. If this rain stops, we could see dry tires, probably minimal hard. But if we say like this intermediate, but if it gets heavier, then expect the fall wet to Thor makes a mistake, as that might open the gap up. Today, of course, we got another crash. That's Osman, and we got a virtual safety car now as well.
Right, well, virtual safety car's already come out, and let's see if we will ever get a safety car as well, as the pack is now going to start to corner, and that is Osman. Yes, Osman obviously just coming off the barrier. Hopefully this won't last too long, and I'm sure it will go on pretty quickly. But into the pits already goes Osman, front wing, and actually, yeah, everyone's on the intermediate tyres, so there's no chance in that one. But Nedzo, we've had a few changes we were actually talking about earlier, with obviously Botti is now in the Red Bulls, Tiaz Korsman in the Alpines. I mean, let us know your thoughts on that.
Well, it's equal cars, so I don't think it really matters which cars anyone's in. The only thing you need to worry about is teammate driver lineups. And I suppose Tiaz has got, as a Sinner, gets a drive-through penalty for speeding into the SC. Tiaz's got Cesar as a teammate. Cesar's a nice, solid, reliable midfield driver. And Toro's got, who has he got? He's got a new driver, Zaza. I don't think that they're going to do very well. But yeah, I think that Botti also has Barney as his teammate, which is going to hopefully be a better lineup than we had Kevin and Timo a couple of seasons ago with the two brothers. I think we're going to see. The problem is with a race here around Imola is that without DRS, there is not many overtaking spots. Barney is trying to prove that wrong, though, as he gets past Michael Lab around the outside of the Variante Alta chicane. Wow. It's a very audacious move, and he gets it done perfectly fine. Nilu now behind Botti. I want to see how Botti does in wet conditions, because a driver of his caliber, who often pushes beyond the limits, if there's any time you're going to push beyond the limits and have it cost you, it's in the wet conditions. Meanwhile, Tiaz, again without DRS, is trying to gain on Toro, but as long as Toro has the ERS advantage, he can deploy. He doesn't have the DRS advantage, though. He's got the red dot on the back of his car. And as Tiaz trying to go around the outside, Toro forces him wide. He has every single right to do that. Tiaz has to be very much more aggressive if he wants to be able to get that move done. And he is trying to force his way down the inside, but he can't make the move. This is perfect defensive work here from Toro. He is defending perfectly fairly.
Toro really wants this championship, and Tiaz Korsman will do everything to try and get in front of him. Can we expect to see any moves coming up from those two as well? Now, in that fight, Botti is joining up. Will he see his way through these two? With all these two battling, will he find a gap in order to select his way through? But this is the interesting part. Will it happen from Botti? The DRS opportunity is already obviously, actually no, it's not active, is it? Because they're on the intermediate tyres anyway. So it's all driver skill at this point with a tad bit of ERS. But Tiaz Korsman still is going to try and overtake Toro. He's no longer battling Kevin Van Dijk, and he's had a few battles actually with Toro before. So Toro is a very, very good defender, but his attacking is also another interesting factor as well. But let's see what he can do. As well, Botti still really trying to catch up to that pack, but seems to be that Toro is actually putting away Nedzo.
It seems to be the case. I mean, I did see coming into Revanza 1, Yoshi mentioned that Toro had made a mistake in that the first or second lap, but it wasn't. It was just that Tiaz had driven straight into the back of him, and now he's being pressured by Botti into turn 1, but he decides to back out and move into the Tambriolo chicane. This is the problem with the Imola circuit. The straights aren't long enough to be able to get enough momentum and make a move into the sharp braking zones. And their braking zones aren't sharp enough. They need to get rid of these chicanes. They've served their purpose. They were needed 30 years ago for the tragic weekend that happened here in 1994, but we don't need them anymore. Safety has come a long way.
It's an interesting track, this one. It's probably not one of your favourites, though, is it, Nedzo?
I don't mind it hot lapping it. I think it's a good track to hot lap, as we see. I believe that is one of the new drivers. I noticed Luschek having a bit of trouble. But yeah, I think that it has potential with very good car regs that can be good for overtaking. Absolutely, it has potential. But I'm not sad to see it not on the 2026 Formula 1 calendar. I don't think it really provided anything special. We've had no real good races there since, what was the last good race around Imola? Maybe... You'd have to go back to the 90s, probably.
Well, still a long time ago, and it's a shame that it's got off the calendar. But we do have Portimao now for 27 and 28. So let's see what that can bring.
Another terrible track.
I quite like that.
It's not
It's good track to hot lap. It's good track to hot lap, but it has like during its time on the F1 calendar, it produced 6 laps of good action when it was slightly wet. When Raikkonen went from P16 to P6 and Sainz took the lead in 2020. 2021 race was boring. The 2020 race was okay, I guess. The only thing people like it for is the elevation change, and they say, "Oh my God, you need good elevation change to have a good track," not realizing that Silverstone is a literal flat airbase.
Well, then that's the obviously downside of it. But we did actually see in that meantime, TR's Coursman set the quickest lap. So obviously trying to catch down, that gap keeps going around, but it's around 5/10 there of a second. And seems to be that Barney has actually gone purple sector 1. So let's see what Barney can do. He's already putting pressure on the Ferrari. Now my stream's possibly delayed, so the move may have been done or it may not have been done for me, but it may, or I don't know, who knows. Anyway, but on board with all these other drivers, and it's really important. We were saying actually earlier, Ned, so the constructors could go any way really, with a lot of drivers, quick drivers in different teams. I mean, what are your hopes for the constructors this year?
Focus on the Red Bull teams and focus on Alpine. I hate to say it, but the lead drivers are going to carry, I think, this season. There's no team that has 2 very good drivers, at least from what I can see. Which I think is good, because I think what we had in previous seasons where you had guys like Kevin and Toro, his teammates Kevin and Ruben, Toro and Ruben. I didn't like that. I thought that it took away from a lot of the competition aspect, because you just had one or two teams romping away into the distance. Now we have a situation where everyone is going to be fighting. I mean, I guess you could say that I'd say Botti and Barney have probably the most well-balanced lineup. But then again, Barney's down in 6th place, and clearly he started 19th and he's up into 6th in wet conditions in Imola.
Well, we know he's quick, and his brother's even quicker at some points as well. And there's those two as a team. That would be pretty interesting, I think. Hopefully we can see those guys do pretty well this season. Let's just say that. But Toro still our race leader right here, and TR's Coursman is just sitting by and waiting for that opportunity to come again. Dearest opportunity if it does dry up whatsoever, but so far at the moment it's not looking like it will dry up. And Yoshi, pit lane strategies for the intermediates, how long can they really last for?
Don't know realistically, because intermediates, they're hard to reference of a dry tyre, but they do. It depends on the rain, depends on the water on the track as well. No one's made a pit stop yet at the moment, but I thought they can do it at least 10, 15 maybe, I'm not sure though.
Well, hopefully we can see these drivers. TR's Coursman goes even quicker this time at 1:26.5 as well. So now let's see what this can bring as well. He's going to get closer and closer and closer, but that move may not get done for quite a bit of time now, as it seems Nedzo Toro's pretty comfy in the lead.
Yeah, it's pretty comfy. All he needs to do is, Yoshi was just talking about tyres. I think it's definitely not going to be a 0 stop, because this game doesn't allow for 0 stop strategies on intermediate tyres. I think we will see drivers come in around the lap 16 mark, because even if the tyres can go 20 laps, there's no point doing 20 laps if you're then going to spend only 12 laps on the second set. So then you're just wasting time and wasting that extra tyre grip that you'd get on that newer set. So I think we'll see drivers come in around lap 16. 1 or 2 might try and push it a bit longer, hoping for a safety car, I guess. But I think that's what we'll be seeing. The track is definitely, at least from my screen, drying out though. So we may see some, I think, because I might be the low quality that I can see with the stream, but I don't see any rain falling right now.
No, I don't. You're right. I don't see any rain at all. So that could be pretty crucial actually for this race. As wheel spin there from Toro as well. So he actually got affected a bit there, and that's actually allowed TR's Coursman. He's into the pit lane though. Now over to you, Yoshi. How quick is this stop?
The rain literally just stopped like a minute ago. But let's see as he comes into the pit lane now to go on to what I think would probably be the hard compound tyre, maybe the mediums. He pits in for a set of hard compound tyre, and that pit stop from Toro is 2.249 seconds on the set of hards.
Martin, can we get to leader, please?
There we go. So we've already got yeah, that's the interesting bit. Barney is also a driver who's already gone up even further into P4 now, and he was fighting a bit. Look at that Toro with a proper squirm out the pit lane there. He's eager to build his way up, and will obviously other drivers come to the pit lane. Has Tiaz Courtney squandered it a bit as well? That's the other bit, because Toro was obviously struggling a lot on those inters and went straight to the hards. But Tiaz Korsman, obviously we need to keep an eye on that gap to leader, as Nedzo was saying, on how much it will change as well. As he goes a bit onto the gravel trap there, but he seems to be okay for now. Those tyres are definitely cold, aren't they, Nedzo?
Yes, 3 seconds time penalty for track limits he got there. The annoying thing is, the hards are probably the best tyre in terms of strategy, but they are the worst tyre in terms of getting up to temperature in these tricky conditions. But nonetheless, he might be struggling. He went off at the second part of the Villeneuve chicane there. However, he's maintained the gap to Tiaz. So that only means the tyres are going to get better as the track dries out. Tiaz should be in this lap, and if he isn't, then I think he's thrown this race. So, yeah, here we go. There are some drivers in. Botti and Tiaz, though, are fighting over P1 on track. I don't know why, because they should have been looking at this. Cesar gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That should cause some drama, whether it's going to be a safety car, which allows him to benefit from that. But now, Toro is gaining. Toro's gained half a second in the last sector of that lap, and I think he'll keep going as a hand pit. So that gives him a fresh batch of free air, and he should have no cars in front of him, and he doesn't have any cars in front of him as he goes up to 4th place. He is flying.
Well, now Tiaz Korsman onto the back of Botti. Will we see that move get through? Because Botti is pretty strong. But remember, both of them are basically on the wrong compound tyres now. Toro P4 at the moment. His gap towards Barney as well is a big 27.4. But that will obviously go down from the pit stops. Both of the Red Bulls are playing an interesting tactic. But obviously, will it be enough for them to both, a dual stop there as well? So that'll be interesting if that'll be the case. But Tiaz Korsman still trying to catch up to Botti, and I can definitely guarantee they'll be in. Or maybe they are holding out, knowing there may be more rain coming, but I can't expect so with this game, really. But now into the pit lane. I'm sure they will go now. Well, in goes Tiaz, but Botti stays out, and so does Barney as well. No, Barney into the pit lane as well. But why on earth is Botti staying out?
Because he doesn't want to double stack with his teammate. But in wet conditions, you kind of have to bite the bullet and double stack anyway. I mean, we saw in the year before last, British Grand Prix in real life, the race where Lewis Hamilton won, Oscar Piastri, by staying out the extra lap, lost 18 seconds. So the extra 3 seconds or so that he would have lost by not coming into the pits behind his teammate was nothing compared to the eventual time he lost. That is Tiaz coming out of the pits, and there is Toro. I knew that it was the correct decision to come in after Tiaz decided to wait another lap that he didn't need to do on the inters. The only benefit he has now is 2-lap fresher tyres. That's it.
That's basically it. But now it's really on sheer pace. Toro's tyres are warmed up, but Tiaz Korsman tyres are not warmed up. So that's another one to keep an eye on as well. Now, Toro is going to try and pull away as much as he can. Botti, though, is a driver who we're going to have to see. He will definitely come into the pit lane as well this lap. But this is pretty crucial now. He may have just, fumbled his race quite a bit as well now. But he will come into the pit lane and hopefully he should. Oh, okay, so he'll be pretty much okay. He may be fighting with his brother Barney because, I'm sure those two will have a pretty good fight. And I'm sure when we were talking about it earlier as well, with Timo and Kevin, we could see another repeat of that, but with Barney and Botti, the two Bs. Hopefully it will be a good conversation at dinner and not a very awkward one from the race if they both take each other out. And we've seen that before actually between with Timo and also Kevin a few seasons ago. But Toro is going to come through and regain the lead of the race now as he goes even quicker. This time a 1:22.1 from him. Going to be close at the pit lane actually. And there we go. And Tiaz Korsman slots his way through actually. Never mind. And there we go. Tiaz Korsman is already ahead of Toro. So that's a big change, and I didn't actually see him in the DRS range because obviously DRS is active now. Botti is going to see what he can do if his race pace is strong enough to regain, obviously catch up to those guys. It is a 3.4 second gap. So will he manage to do it? That is the question, Ed, though.
I think we could see a three-way fight for this lead. But what I'd want to see, or what I'd want to know, is how many warnings for track limits that Tiaz has, because knowing Tiaz, he doesn't have any, whereas Toro has a 3-second time penalty. I think...
Yeah.
0 for Tiaz, yeah, you're right. No warning for Tiaz either. Nothing. It's been clean all race.
So I'm guessing that at the moment, Toro's in a catch-22 situation because if he overtakes Tiaz, like, yes, he's in the lead, he'll need to pull 3 seconds, and he's not going to do that. Barney gets the 3 seconds, so he's going to be able to fight for the win. But Toro needs to... He's not getting past Tiaz, pulling out of DRS, and then pulling 3 seconds on him. And 2 lap all the tires. It's not happening.
It may not be, but let's see what he can do. The DRS opportunity has come for him now, but will it be enough to take him into turn 1? He's getting closer and closer and closer, but it still may not be enough. No, it's not. And Tiaz Korsman still keeps his lead now into turn 1. We go now. We've had a sinner, I think, further back with maybe a spin of the yellow flag, but he seems to be okay. Main eyes, though, on Toro. He was leading at the beginning, but hopefully he can regain that lead. He's really close now, fighting those cars as well. And from turn 5 and 6, I believe that one is. But still, the opportunity for him is that Boaty already on. It is Boaty already onto the back of them, fighting as well from Sizzled and also Bradley there. So those two are up for a good fight. But I can't believe Boaty has already brought himself up to these the same three again. And will we see a big change from these guys? Maybe not. DRS opportunity will be coming soon, and the detection point as well. This used to be a DRS straight, but not anymore. Now, Toro's still trying to set up, but he's quite far back, but he may have that opportunity down the back straight for the DRS. That's the only key point. He is in 0.3 of a second there, so really, really close between these guys. And will Tiaz Korsman use most of his DRS, actually, to go down the back straight as well? That's the other the crucial bit. But will that move get done, Nedzo? That's the question.
I'm not sure because that was a poor exit from Toro. I don't think he'll be under threat. No, he might be under threat from Boaty, actually, because, look, he's pulling alongside already. We can't see him, but now we should be able to. There he is. On the inside he goes, and he might go for the lead as well. Boaty at the inside into turn 1, gets 2 drivers in 1 straight at Imola. That's pretty good going. And now I think that he might do a good job of not pulling away, but keeping the guys behind at arm's reach. Toro is struggling.
Toro is definitely struggling, and I wonder what he is struggling from. No, tyres can't be going yet, that's for sure. Tiaz Korsman all over the back of Boaty as well. And contact as well there from Sizzled and also Bradley. Bradley still pushing him there, actually, into the grass. The why on earth that happened, I'm not too sure. And that will definitely be noted by stewards after the race on deliberately forcing a driver off track there as well. So, not too sure what happened with that incident. But we will continue through with these main front 3. And this could be our new front 3 for the rest of the season, ladies and gentlemen. So, keep an eye on these guys because you can see them a lot throughout this season. Nilu maybe as well. Where is Nilu? Speaking of Nilu, he is currently in P6 at the moment, so he's got a bit of room to improve. Oh, okay, so he's on 2 well. He can try and play that out, but Toro is still trying to catch up to this DRS opportunity. Does he get a better exit? He gets a bit of a better exit, but it may not be enough, and we could see Tiaz Korsman regain the lead into turn 1. Boaty, a 1:18.2. Goes even quicker this time. Boaty, we know, will be a strong driver and a strong contender as well for the season. But will his teammate Barney, that's the other bit, Red Bull, our last year's constructors, will they continue that for 2-time constructors champion as well? So let's see that. But so far, Boaty still keeps the lead of the race, Nedzo.
He does indeed. I've always said that Boaty, when he's firing on all cylinders, is the fastest driver in this league. It's just the only problem he has is he doesn't always fire on all cylinders. He's sometimes a bit off the pace or makes a little error. As long as he can keep it together, he should be in the good money for this race. As Bradley, yeah, he's all over the place. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's trying to overdrive the car, and it just doesn't work. I think but there are some drivers, like Boaty, that can make the car work in certain ways by overdriving it. But I suppose when you don't have as much talent as him, you're going to look like a fool trying to drive like that.
That is true, to be fair. And we saw actually a big fight there from Nilu and also Remus side by side, but Remus still getting in front of him. Now, keeping an eye on... Well, we were with up at the front 3, but we are further back this time with Michael and also Serban. Serban in the Ferrari with his teammate Remus, who's currently in P6 as well. So Remus is having a pretty good race. He always has a good race, actually. He's never outside the top 10, at least, whenever we check up on him. But still... Keeping an eye on these main... Well, we need to obviously keep an eye on the front 3. Yellow flag as well. What happened there?
One of the Williams just spun up, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's like that is... that's H4N.
Han.
So he was a returning driver for us and obviously making a few errors, but it's still the opening round. Lots of time to get used to the car once again, especially the new handling physics as well. But let's keep an eye on the other ones now. Tiaz Korsman still in. Well, actually, no, he regained the lead there, but we must have missed that. And Botti in P2. That gap is now increased to 0.6. And Toro is also he's also around 0.7 as well. So pretty big gaps now, and it seems to be that Tiaz Korsman is the stronger driver out on track. And Nezo, yeah, you were obviously speaking about all cylinders firing up for Botti. Right now, they've only dropped a bit. Yeah,
maybe he's having a misfire. I'd just like to say I've just seen some news on my phone that former Formula 1 podium finisher Hans Hermann has died at the age of, I think, 96. Huge condolences to his family as well, which is a shame we lost him as well. So rest in peace as well for you, and hopefully, I will interrupt this bit because Botti has regained the lead. So that's probably the worst time to interrupt. Botti back into the lead of the race, and Tiaz Korsman is still going to try and go once again, and I'm sure this race will be for him as well. But Botti still trying to keep the lead of this race, and will it be enough for him? We have still got plenty of laps to go actually after this race. Will it be a two-stop? That's the other interesting bit. I mean, Yoshi, what's your opinions on the two-stop?
Two-stop in medium to hard to mediums is on, as Bradley comes into the pit lane as well. But we'll see. I mean, if the safety car comes out, that might change the strategy up a little bit. But right now, I think where we at, lap 16, 15 plus. That's like what, 21? Like, yeah, they won't go that. They won't go that long. So it will be a two-stop. But I doubt they'll go 20 plus laps on the side. They might do. They want to risk it, but we're halfway to the race, and Botti, for example, 5 laps, 6 laps later, we 21 laps. So it could be a two-stopper, but they might risk it. Well, it's going to be a two-stopper, but will they go for a three-stopper and pit again? Well, for say mediums or hards.
Three-stopper could be important, but let's see also what Tiaz is now. He's going to go around the outside into turn 1. Will it be enough? Because Botti may fight this one back. No, he's not. And it's just going to be switcheroo with these two. And we've seen this before, actually. I'm trying to remember where we did see this. It may have been here in a previous season. And as you can probably back me up on this one, I remember this happening and they would just keep switching. And I believe it was Tiaz Korsman and Kevin Van Dijk that were both switching around. And a big slide there actually from Tiaz Korsman, which actually allowed Botti to get even closer, but nothing positions-wise. Toro is 0.9. He's almost a second off, obviously, from P2, and that's not looking good. So we can, well, maybe not rule him out at the moment, but so far it's not looking good from him.
Yeah, the problem is with Imola in terms of this is that the DRS either doesn't work because it's not powerful enough, or it's too powerful and it lets the guy by without any issue. And the problem is, he could have probably fought that if he absolutely wanted to, but who's risking on lap 17 of 32 a side-by-side move through one of the narrowest chicanes on the calendar? Like, no one. You're just gonna back out, let the faster guy through, and then get him back on the next lap because there's no point. This kind of leapfrogging is a bit of a problem. I will say that the tyre strategy, I think that they are all the guys on hards are going to the end, and I've just seen that Nilo has just pitted. So yeah, I think everyone is going to the end. I don't see anyone pitting unless there's a late safety car. I do wish, because I've been doing a watch through of the 2013 Formula 1 season, and the tyres in that season were absolutely fantastic. Bearing in mind, in full like in a 66 lap race at Spain, there were people pitting off of the super soft tyres on lap 7 because of how they wore. I wish we could go back to those tyres.
Well, I remember the last one we had Toro who had a puncture on the last lap on the Austria reverse, and that was a pretty interesting race. Literally last lap, and obviously slammed it into the barrier. He did finish in the points as well, decent points at least, as we don't do the F1 points. And actually, that's the big one. Who was that? That's an Aston Martin getting in the way, but still, those two go through. And who is this? It is Mr. Show. Is this his AI though? I think it is because he's ghosted out. No, maybe he is back. Who knows? Botti's. Oh yeah. What are you saying?
I was going to say that blue flag runners usually always are ghosted, and the way you can tell if someone's an AI is by their inputs. If their inputs are all jagged and horrible, it means it's an AI.
Well, then there we go. He must have been an AI at that point. Tiaz Korsman has got the DRS this time, and he will possibly switch that move into the lead race. Actually, I don't know. Botti seems to be holding out pretty good stretch, but will it be enough into turn 1? Yeah, it is still enough, and Boaty will still keep the lead, and that's when you know it's quite a strong lead, as well as the stream as just inviting one more person. I believe that's him coming back into the game, but still pretty good from Boaty to keep the lead of the race, and we know he does. Maybe all of his cylinders are working once again, and Toro is onto the back of these guys once again, so he's managed to find a bit more room and a bit more of improvement as well. Maybe he was trying to preserve the tyres. Or, there are lots of other reasons for it. But Toro is onto the back of these guys, and we're back again once again for a three-way fight for the lead. Tiaz Korsman in the sandwich.
Yeah, that is indeed. We're in this bit of a limbo phase, and what happened last lap was perfect example of what I said before. If you want to risk the move, you definitely can. Like, Tiaz was gaining, and if it was the final lap, he'd have definitely gone for that lunge. Because it's not. They just don't risk it. There's no need to risk a move at this point of a race. So they're in this awkward limbo phase where you don't exactly know where you stand. And unless we get a safety car, we aren't going to really see a shake-up in the order. So they may as well just sit here leapfrogging each other with DRS, or not leapfrogging each other with DRS while they pull away from everyone else.
Well, leapfrogging is definitely the biggest thing around here, and still Boaty keeps the lead once again here on lap 20 out of 32, and it is looking in his favour so far with his true pace. But will he be burning out those hard tyres too much? Doesn't look like it. 9, 10 and 12 obviously are the front three for their tyres, so Toro is obviously the oldest, but that still wouldn't do anything at this point of the race, because they're still pretty young for these tyres. Neza, what's really the furthest the hards can go on for?
I think they will go as long. I think they'll go to the end pretty fine. The leaders will know how to save them. They will make sure they don't go over the limit. But I mean, they have 13 laps to go? Yeah, 22 laps around the track. Imola is quite. I'd say it's kind of like medium high deg in terms of, it's probably like 70% of the way there to a high deg circuit because of the sheer amount of corners. But it's also a very short circuit in terms of track length. So you haven't got as much distance to cover over the course of laps. So I'd say that it is probably a medium, just over a medium deg circuit. I think they'll be fine. As long as they don't drive like idiots or snap the back end around, they'll be fine.
Just remember we have Toro behind the wheel, so that's another factor to play in.
Yeah.
But let's see.
People being idiots and Toro.
I'm joking, we love Toro. But there we go. Tiaz Korsman still onto the back of Boaty. Boaty is really not making any errors whatsoever and is flying that car around this circuit as well. And hopefully he will continue that for the rest of the race. But DRS is obviously, there's only one DRS straight here as well. So he seems safe for now. And it's long-ish, shall we say, DRS straight, but it's not long enough. Now, lap 21, lap 32, and we've only had one virtual safety car, which is pretty good actually, and no retirement, which is even better. Well, actually, I may have just jinxed it. That may have just been a commentator's curse. We may have had quite a few retirements. But now, Tiaz Korsman still trying to catch up to Boaty where he can, but Boaty seems to be actually quicker in the second, actually I want to say second sector, as he seems to gap Tiaz Korsman there. And then that's obviously what gives him the, the big boost onto the back straight. Nedzo, can you agree with that?
I've been truly checking where he's been gaining and losing, but I'll have to double check over the course of a lap or two. But let's see what the closing speed is. Oh, Tiaz is into the pit.
Really? Hello.
So is Toro.
Me?
I don't think
that's you.
That's what the heck? I wasn't expecting that. That's a bit early for a freestyle. To say mediums, both coming to the pit lane. It's a brand new set of hards for Tiaz, but brand new set of mediums for Toro. What on earth? Great strategy, but both quick stops.
Well, right. Nedzo, with Boaty on the hard compound tyres now, and knowing that Tiaz Korsman and Toro are both on fresh set of tyres, obviously Toro's gone for the mediums, but Tiaz has gone for the hard. What is this meant to mean, and should Boaty be worried?
Right, so he has two options here. He either pushes like hell on this lap and comes in to try and get rid of a deficit and cover them off, or he goes to the end and he just hopes that they don't gain the time. 27 seconds in 10 laps. Unless he gets a puncture, I think he's fine. He could literally lose 2.5 seconds a lap saving those tyres and he still wins. So I think I don't know what I'd do in his situation. What I know is that they are gaining a lot on fresh tyres, But as long as he keeps it together and gets maybe a little bit lucky with back markers and DRS, he can do this. But yeah, he's decided to stay out, so he is going to the end, I believe. We'll have to keep up on the lap time.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one because this is going to be pretty crucial towards the end of the race. And Botti, well, he's not going to ease off at all. He is definitely going to go full mark the whole way through to the end of the race. 12 lap old tyres now, and we've still got 10 laps left to go of this race. What is it going to be? Who is going to be on your prediction for our race winners? And what your top three could be? As it has been changing a lot, really, in my opinion. It's been changing a lot on who could be. Well, I thought it was going to be Toro taking it, but so far, Botti seems to be taking it pretty well. Barney could have some sort of comeback with this one. He is on fresh tyres, but no, he's 4.6 seconds with a penalty as well. I think he must have a 3-second penalty anyway, so him and Toro are basically equal at that point. But still, Botti pushing that car to the limit, and is that gap actually increasing between? No, it's not. It is going down to Tiaz Korsman then, though, and that is going to be pretty crucial now.
Well, it's not coming down enough. It's been about a second on this lap. That's not enough. I think that, and bearing in mind, Tiaz and Toro are at their best on these tyres. These tyres are going to be at their peak performance right now. So the gap that they gain. Oh, he decided to come in. He was fine. He didn't need to come in unless he was on like 60% tyre wear. He didn't need to do that. All he's done now is shot himself in the foot. Because now, if he wants to, I mean, maybe he was trying to guarantee that the mediums would be viable, but he's gone into hards. I think he's shot himself in the foot there.
It seems it, because hard combat tyres at this point, he may as well, 100% gone for the mediums. But let's keep an eye really on Toro. If he does get past, actually, Diaz Kortman, where is he? He is 0.3 of the gap. He's 0.2. We can probably see this move getting done into turn one. Barney, 1:16.2. So Barney's going even quicker as well as lap time. And out comes Botti, and he regains. He comes out in third position. But will it be enough for Tiaz Korsman to take the lead of the race as well, or retain the lead of the race and keep it for the rest of the race? Well, that's the interesting bit, because Toro is pretty close behind, and Botti will be joining in this one as well. Barney is still, how far is Barney actually? He's 2.2, so he's gained quite a bit as well. He's gained around 2 seconds from him, so he's going well. And Red Bull are looking strong once again. We said that last season, now we could be saying it this season as well. But Toro, still, those medium compound tyres, Ned, so really aren't showing up the hard that much.
They are, and that's because he's not in front. I think that if he was in front from the beginning, he might have been able to do something, because those mediums will have had more peak performance. But by now, I think that they might not be worn out per se, but they might be past their best, and so they're just about as equal to the hards as they are. But what I think we need to look out for, Botti is right on the back of both of them. He's got a pressure tyre. I think if he can get past Toro, then Tiaz will be an easy pass. But this is the problem he has. So, because we're in this DRS train, and Toro goes past Tiaz, Botti might do the same, and he has done. He's been Schumacher and Zonta. He's been Schumacher and Hakkinen. Sorry. Oh no, that is wrong from Toro. He's just forced him straight.
Yeah.
And look, I'd have to check a replay of that. But I think that I'll have to see if Botti was alongside enough to deserve room there.
But Tiaz Korsman regains the lead of the race from that impact, and it seems to be Toro is dropping a tad back now. Botti, can he respond to this one? Barney is also going to try and join in with this one. He is in the camera shot as well, so he is not far away from these drivers whatsoever. Tiaz Korsman still trying to push. He has got traffic in front of him as well. That is one of the Mercedes, I believe, of possibly Osman, I think. I think it is Osman. Anyway, Tiaz Korsman, well, if he stays behind, no, he won't. Won't have the DRS opportunity, actually. Unless he does play it outright and could get DRS. But I don't know if he will try and play that strategy as well. Toro, will we see that move, actually, into turn one? And will we see Botti as well make that move into turn one alongside? But look at that, Toro right onto the back of him this time. This move is imminent now. And will he get it done? There's still quite a bit of a gap. Will he send that lunge? I don't think he will. Botti is going to try and close up to where he can, but no moves get done this time, and Tiaz Korsman still stays in the lead of the race. But Nedzo, I mean, I'm sure Botti and Toro will go under investigation.
So it was Toro who forced Botti off. If I was Botti, when I eventually get past him, if it's close going into turn one, I just do the exact same thing that he did to me. I just force him straight off, because there needs to be, if you're going to be pushed out like that, then you need to set a precedent that you're not going to take it early on in the season, because Toro and Tiaz, well, even Toro definitely is a veteran of this league, and Tiaz with his championship is definitely an experienced driver. And Boaty can't allow himself to be pushed around like that. He needs to he needs to assert himself, really.
Arnie's just gone up to, I think, 6 seconds now worth of penalties, so he's pretty much done for this race, and it's currently P40. He's quite happy there. With Nilu in 40 seconds as well. Now, Toro, let's see if he will still get this move. He's getting closer and closer towards Tiaz Korsman this time, and will he get this move done? That's the interesting bit. He has got DRS, and he is definitely closer than he was last lap, and we will see this move, but will we see also Boaty get past as well? Now, Toro is still trying to get that slipstream, goes one way, goes round to the outside now. We're going to head into turn one, and Tiaz Korsman's going to bounce up, but here comes Boaty round the outside and does both of them there into turn one. And what a hell of a move that was. But it looks like Toro is on the outside line, and he still regains, and he goes into P2 there. And Tiaz Korsman's going to try and Tiaz Korsman is going to try and get up positions, but no, it's not going to sway. But Boaty came out of nowhere, Nedzo, and onto the grass, and what a hell of a move that was.
Remember when I said he needs to assert himself and prove why he's not to be messed with? That was exactly what he needed to do. That was perfect from him. And yeah, he's now pulling a massive gap on the guys behind, because I think Toro's medium tyres are a bit destroyed, or a bit worn out now. So Tiaz needs to get past him, because he's going to be a rolling roadblock otherwise. And then we can potentially see a good battle for the lead as Toro gets another 3-second time penalty. Yeah. I think he's basically he's a rolling roadblock at this point now.
He's in the podium, but yeah, basically there's no point in even trying to go for the lead, because either way he's going to drop down to P3 because of the 6-second gap in this is pretty big now. Boaty on 1:16 perfectly on the dot, and there goes Tiaz Korsman through, and further. Well, Toro now drops further, but Tiaz Korsman is going to go and. Toro is going to try and... Tiaz Korsman's going to try and see what he can do. As well, we've had an off from a Williams. But no one really got... Yeah, no one got affected from that anyway, so they seem to be okay. But Boaty... I mean, Nedzo, can we confirm really Boaty for the lead, or, for the win?
No, because Tiaz is still in somewhat DRS range. Never count out Tiaz Korsman. I mean, he does have the benefit that he wasn't the one who forced Boaty off. I think that now, unless you're going to give Toro a 5-second time penalty and drop him behind Barney, there's nothing you can really do, because he's already lost out pretty much any advantage he gained from it anyway. But yeah, Tiaz is struggling to keep in the DRS range of Boaty. He's really having to push on. I think if he stays in it this lap, he should be fine, because then he'll have it for the next lap and the next lap and the next lap. But he's really struggling. You can see just over 9 tenths. I think Boaty definitely does have a slight straight line speed advantage, unless he's using ERS. And I'll tell you what, he might have DRS from the back marker, and that might give him an advantage as well.
He has got DRS, and he's now gone through. Has he overtaken the back marker? I don't think he has, actually. Is he using DRS? Yeah, he is. He doesn't really seem to be overtaking the back marker. They will go through the Haas in front of him as well. But Tiaz Korsman, that is a big gap now, almost going up to a second, but 0.7 a second now. Further battles here with Werner and Serban, I believe that was there. And Werner has obviously dropped back a tiny bit, and it seems to be that he's ghosted out. So really, no, I don't think he has ghosted out, who knows. But Tiaz Korsman is still going to try and catch up to Boaty, but it's already gone up nearly a second. There we go, it's touching second now. And there we go, that seems to be working already. And Boaty really has just got to preserve these tyres for the rest of the race. Well, hopefully he can do it. Toro has already dropped off the pace. And even if he got a 5-second time penalty, Barney's got a 6-second time penalty worth of track infringement. So, he would still say in the top 3, but it could, depending on what the outcome is. But anyway, Tiaz Korsman is going to try and catch up to Boaty where he can, but Boaty could just possibly take this win, the opening win for the VD Racing League Season 11. I can't believe we're on Season 11, which is incredible, really. Never been with a league that's been up to 11. So, highlights, big credit, over to Martin. Sinner on board. I was about to say Werner, but Sinner, we've had a car off as well. Nico-san off, and he was that was a slightly interesting way to take a turn. Nico-san, it's a shame. He was in the Aston Martin last year. We did see him on a podium, didn't we? I think it was Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, we do get occasionally we do get those Nico Sun podiums. He's like Nico Hulkenberg. He turns up for like 1 or 2 races a year and then fucks off back into obscurity for the rest of it. So, yeah.
I guess that's one way to put it, to be fair. But yeah, no, Nico Sun's had his highs and he's had his lows, and yeah, showing great pace actually when he was out there. But Tiad Korsman's still staying basically within a second, not enough for DRS. It's 1.1 now, these guys. So Moti seems to be pretty comfy. 2 laps left to go of this Grand Prix, and really, it's anyone's win at the moment. Well, sorry, 2 drivers win at the moment now. Hopefully, Moti will manage just to bring it out in front. 1.3. He's already gaining more and more and more. But those hard compound tires from him are only 2 laps younger than him. So really, we shouldn't be seeing too much of a difference in it, or is that really a big change?
You shouldn't see too much of a difference, but when you're fighting over the scraps of the tenths of the DRS zones, and you're trying to get between the differences between 1.0 or 1.1 on the DRS line, it does make a difference. And I'd say they're probably about maybe a tenth of a lap faster, and that kind of corresponds to what you can do. Maybe he's been about 2 tenths a lap faster than Tiaz, to be honest, rather than 1 tenth. So he's definitely faster, and that's what I said. When Moti is firing on all cylinders, he is the fastest driver in this league, and that's being proven today. But he just needs to keep up this performance for the entire season.
We did have a Sauber stop from track. Obviously, he may have gone round about turn 1, but he seems to be going now. But TL Korsman still trying to catch up. Boti seems to be the... What were you going to say?
I was going to say, if he times this right, he could use the back marker for his advantage. You get DRS off his back marker, but the back marker wants him to overtake. There we go, he's got DRS. He just went through the detection point. This might get him back into contention on the last lap, but I don't think so. I think it'll be a bit far-fetched. He has it as well from the back marker.
Oh yeah, Boti's got it from the Ferrari, so that's really not going to make much of a difference. And he's got another back marker in front of him. So, final lap of the race we are on now, and Boti is doing his winning lap. Let's hope he doesn't make any errors, and I'm sure he's got a bit of pressure. But we've seen Boti last season. He wasn't with us for a lot, and that was the same with Tiaz Korsman, actually, when he first joined us. He joined midway through the season. And there we go, big slide as well from McLaren in front of him, but doesn't impact him whatsoever. Boti already coming up towards where he's already entered the first sector. Only got 1 more sector left to go, and Boti, he qualified P4 after getting taken out by the Williams, but brought himself up to P1. The rain hit, lots of different circumstances hit, but that move round the outside, around the outside of, obviously from Tiaz Korsman and Toro was just incredible. He's had a few knocks as well from Toro, but I'm sure it was all fine, because he is now rounding out the last couple of corners, because he is going to win the opening round out here, and he'll be very happy with that, and so will his brother, who's in P4, with the constructors playing in their favour already. The Red Bull are back up to the top of the table once again, but here he comes down round the last corner. Boti is going to come up to the line, and he's going to win here for Imola, the opening round, and he has done it in style. What an amazing job Boti has done there. Tiaz Korsman comes home to second, Toro third, fourth goes to Barney. Huge crashes down like behind as well, but that seemed like a pretty good race from those guys. Toro may have a bit of work to do, I think, Nedzo.
Yeah, some work in the stewarding room could drop him to 4th place, but otherwise, yeah. Here's Nilu coming across the line, 21 seconds behind those front guys. Literally, I think he was about half a minute off the leaders in terms of on-track time. I know he's going to have 12 seconds, or he's now 12 seconds because of the penalties. But in terms of lap time, yeah, there's a clear distinction between the top 4 and the rest, you could say. But yeah, first race, no chaos really. A bit of argy-bargy, but you expect that from drivers who have had a 1 or 2 week break. So yeah, we will watch the last couple of drivers come across the line, take you through the results, and then we'll move to the all-famous interview pan.
Yeah, the big famous interview pan as well, and through goes Froby as well. I believe that is everyone. So there we go, and Boti takes a win and brings himself to the top of the championship alongside Red Bull as well, with his brother finishing in P4, and he'll be very, very, very happy with that one, especially. But this is going to set some pretty interesting standards, I think, Nedzo, for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it should do. Three-way battle for the championship, yes, please.
I quite like that, and I'd like the thought of that. Maybe more if we can see next round. We'll be in Azerbaijan next Friday, and that will be very interesting. But just remember, the racing for this weekend is not done because on Sunday we have our Tier 2, Tier Sunday race, or it's a Saturday.
Yeah, call it
but,
Tier Sunday. It's
for
not
one,
Tier
if it can
2.
be Sunday. Sorry, well, yeah, tier Saturday race. Yeah, definitely not tier 2. I probably shouldn't have said that. Tier Saturday race, and they'll be happening every Saturday, and brand new improvement. But anyway, let's go for the classification. Boaty is our race winner here. Tiaz Korsman in second position. Third goes to Toro. Fourth, Barney helping Red Bull go to the top of the tables. Fifth goes to Nilo. Sixth, Remus. Seventh, Bradley. Eighth, Froby. Ninth, Cizord. 10th, Michael. 11th goes to Vastas. 12th, Serban. 13th, Werner. 14th, Lucek. 15th, Nikoson. 16th, Zazbox. 17th also goes to, well, as I say that, the stream closed down. 17th goes to, yeah, I've got it now. Han. 18th, Osman. 19th, Sinner. 20th, Mr. Shock. And we didn't have any retirements. I think that's the first race in a while that we haven't had any retirements. Which I'm quite shocked.
And Shock is the first race that Kevin's not done in a while.
Oh wow,
that's interesting. But don't go anywhere because it's time for the interviews. Right, well, a hell of a race we've had out here, and plenty of questions to ask for our drivers. Let's go with third position, Toro. That was an interesting race. I mean, the main point was obviously the incident between you and also Boaty. I mean, talk us through that.
I mean, to be honest, yeah. I don't know what to say about this incident. I mean, I think I brake a bit too late. Of course, I wanted to defend against Botti, but yeah. I had, I think, 3 seconds penalty at that point, but yeah, horrible race, in my opinion, from me. And yeah.
I mean, qualifying win in your favour, pole position. I mean, that's not a bad way to start this season.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is that you score points in the race, not in the quad.
To be fair, yeah, that's true. Well, word on P3. Ned, any questions from you?
What can you do to build on the I'm not going to say mistakes, but the way you fell from first to third? What are you going to learn from that to build into the next couple of races?
I think the main thing I will focus is to improve my race pace because it was really shit, to be honest.
Really shit, and he finished like 20 seconds clear of P5. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's enough from me.
Yoshi, any questions from you?
No.
Well, well on Toro for P3 there. And we move second position, Tiaz Korsman. Bit of a change up from a Red Bull, but you've gone into an Alpine and you've already finished second. That was not a bad race.
No, it wasn't that bad, but I would have liked to win better.
I'm sure you would have. The move from Boaty around the outside, a double move. I mean, I bet you weren't expecting that at all.
I assume you mean when he overtook Toro as well, somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I looked behind in the middle of the straight and saw them just going at rocket ship speed. So yeah, I just was like, yeah, whatever happens, mate. And I just stayed on the racing line, and he overtook me, but that's fine, to be honest. I was planning to try and overtake on the last lap anyway to win, but that didn't go as planned.
I think it was more of the back markers, obviously offering DRS. I think came in favour as well. Ned, so any questions from you?
I don't believe so. No.
Yoshi?
Can't think of any name.
Well on TS Korsman for second position. Actually, one more question. Your expectations for the season, obviously it's a championship, but it could go possibly, from what we saw for this race, a three-way battle. I mean, that's not what you'd like. You'd probably like only you, but I mean, what are your hopes? Are you hoping to beat Boaty for the rest of the season, or?
No, he wants to lose to him, clearly.
Okay.
That's probably the most question.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind a close title battle because that's honestly a bit more fun, and even though it feels good winning everything and beating everyone by a mile, that's also kind of boring while you're doing it, you know? It's only like after it's like, ah, well done. So a close title fight is, I think, will be really fun, and I think we may get that. But obviously, I'm hoping to win the championship.
Well, I was going to say, without Kevin Van Dijk and the grid, I'm sure he's still pretty much got the same battles, actually. It's as if he's never really left.
I mean, Kevin was still something different. He was a qualifying monster. It's like you already knew going into qualifying, you're not getting P1, so
Right,
I
well,
kind of
very
miss that.
well done, Tiaz. As we now go to our race winner, Boaty. That was a hell of a race from you. Talk us through that.
Well, it was a really exciting race, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't really expect the pace advantage or the pace I had. I didn't really had too big hopes coming to this weekend. But yeah, I just after I overtook Nadu, I saw that I can be really fast, and I think that strategy I made from wets to dries were pretty was better than the others because I didn't felt like the track was that dry to go for the dries that soon. And yeah, and when I dropped the ass, I just uh, kept pushing, but I had 2 warnings, so it didn't really allow me to go really on the limit.
I mean, you've had 2 incidents throughout the race. Let's talk about the first one, qualifying with the Williams. What on earth actually happened?
I don't know. He was just too slow, and I think he was on a hot lap or a flying lap, but he was just too slow, and I catch up to him, and he basically impeded me and ruined my chances of getting a better starting position.
I mean, it didn't pretty much go to waste because you still got the win as well. But we've heard Toro's intake of the incident as well between you two. I mean, what were your thoughts on obviously that contact?
Well, I don't know. He might be right, but it was just too chaotic, and the corner came too fast. So I didn't want to really lift and just kind of basically hope that he won't break that late, which of course didn't happen.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, it didn't really matter. I overtook them again, so I don't really care about it.
so nothing too bad. At least you still got the win out of it. Ned, any questions from you?
I don't believe so, no.
Yoshi.
Nope.
Well, I think that pretty much sums it up. We'll be back on Sunday as well for our Friday races next Friday, where we'll be in Azerbaijan. And for Sunday, obviously, we'll be back in Imola once again. But thank you all so much for watching. We hope you have a very good night, and we will see you very, very soon. Thank you.